Okay, so quick, we haven't done this in a few weeks. Quick little roll call here. And this one for February, the 23rd of 2023. Oh, 2/23/23. Okay. Ryan.
Here.
Ryan's here. Dad.
Here. Present.
Or Mike, present. Remy. Here. I have another. Can you read that for me, Ryan?
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty handwriting, but...
It says Uncle Chuck.
Uncle Chuck is here. Whoa, Uncle Chuck, you here, man?
Yeah.
Present.
I thought I knew he was here when we had the red carpet getting rolled out and the cameras snapping. He came out of that limousine. I mean, gosh, this
the
is
limousine
the most
was
celebrated
awesome. Yeah.
guest we've
Guys,
had.
this is episode 83, the triumphant return of Uncle Chuck, guys, here on They Call Us the Breeze. That's Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, and there's only one way to do it, so let's get to it. Let's go! Oh, yeah, double SCO for tonight, guys. This is episode 83 of They Call Us the Breeze. That is Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. Getting things started here, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday afternoon. Like we said, you can never tell when we're on anymore, so you got to go on to YouTube, subscribe to Tiger Cage Media, and make sure you have those notifications set up on your phone. So every time we do come on live, boom, you're like, oh, shit. Or maybe you're shitting. Maybe you're literally in the bathroom right now, and you're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm scrolling on Facebook, and then boom, they come on live. You wanna get that notification.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's disgusting. I was thinking about it the other day. The most disgusting article of clothing that any man owns is a belt. Because think about it. I mean, how much piss gets on that belt? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and
where's your research behind
you have a
this?
belt for I have had this same belt. The belt I am wearing right now, it is my only belt that I wear. I wear it for work. I wear it for play. I wear it anytime I need a belt. I have worn it. This thing has gone to Tennessee with me and came back from Tennessee with me. I have had this thing for at least 10 years.
Who makes it? That's a good belt.
That's a fucking great belt,
Exactly.
dude. But it is probably like if they did the crime scene investigate like spray on that thing
Just
and held a
test his
black
belt.
light, like
Just
Jesus.
test his belt.
But my point was,
It would have all kinds of DNA on
absolutely. But my point was, you go to. I was talking about get on the phone if you're on the toilet and you watch the breeze while we come. That the phone toilet thing, that is so nasty. Like everyone takes their phone to the toilet with them. I mean, not everyone. Maybe of our generation. That's what you do, right, Ryan? You go in there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of multiplies if you bring a tablet in.
So make sure, guys out there, I just want to PSA real quick. Make sure you guys close the lid before you flush so that it's not all over everything. And make sure you're don't buy the damn toothbrush holders that sit on the sink. That is disgusting. Mm-hmm. Hide your toothbrush on a tray in the cabinet. God. Okay. Never mind. We're back here. Episode 83. Got a huge episode. Uncle Chuck is here.
Hey.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for the public service announcement.
And thank you for driving Uncle Chuck all the way down here from Ohio just to be on tonight's episode.
They didn't drive you.
You got to go right back, huh?
I rode that limousine, and you guys treat me like a king.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, we try to roll out the red carpet for all
Who was
our
at
people.
the airport to greet you? Was it Jeffrey or was it Michael?
I think we sent Michael.
Yeah, it was.
He's not that good.
Well, he was good.
He was okay?
Yeah,
okay.
He blows through some red lights every once in a while, and he's a little... Well, he just tries to get the job done. He wants to get you where you're going. He doesn't want to waste your time. And that's what Michael does.
And gets his money.
The roundabouts were a little scary, but
sure. Yeah.
Well, when you're doing 65 on a 25 roundabout, it's...
Two wheels.
Yeah, I think we went around maybe 3 or 4 times before he...
And then that Uber
kids, there's
delivery.
Big Ben.
That Uber delivery
There's Big
dropped
Ben again.
randomly,
There's Big Ben one more time.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that's fun. It's good to have you in studio here, man. You
Yeah,
are
thank
still
you.
the living
Thank you.
legend here. I mean, the most listened to episode and viewed episode we have. People just mashing that button, view, listen, was Uncle Chuck's episode.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what episode that was. I was supposed to look that up.
I think we should.
I think it was
40s?
42, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say 42 Jesse Owens number. I was gonna guess that, but
I was thinking about it. It's like
or not
Paul
Jackie
Simon.
Robinson. I'm sorry, Jackie Robinson, not Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens was the runner for the Olympics. Okay, Paul Simon, but
hosts, SNL a lot.
Oh no,
I feel like you're
well, Adam,
you already
Adam,
have,
yeah.
and Adam, you guys are.
But it's easier for Adam to get here than it is for because Adam is guaranteed to come once a year.
I think if you go 5 times, you get.
You never know when you're going to get
because you
Chuck Longo,
the 5 member club.
So
right?
we're just talking over him.
Well,
we're so excited to have him here. He's not, but how was the trip down?
Yeah,
it was good. It was good. Arms got a little tired, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you guys, so you flew in.
Yeah.
What time? How long you been down here?
Almost 6 weeks.
Oh yeah,
And this is the first time you're on our show.
Yeah.
on the mic.
We couldn't get him on the.
Well, a lot of booking issues. Yeah, we had Crosley call his people.
You got a lot of stuff that you're doing or whatever, and we couldn't get you on for that.
Well, he looks tan. He's been on the
definitely
beach.
working a little bit on.
Been on the
Well,
beach.
He was probably doing that. He was probably doing that. What's that? Tan.
Spray tan?
No.
No, the oil. The oil.
Tanning oil.
He was doing that thing on the beach. He was probably the
He's
commissioner.
got Italian in his blood, man.
No,
If he
he's
just
probably
goes
the
and sits on the
commissioner for
beach-
that.
Yeah, you go sit on the beach for a while.
Sunset oil commercial on the beach.
So you've been hanging out, doing the thing.
Got to grab it while you can.
Yeah.
Because Ohio is cold, and I don't do cold anymore.
Have you ever visited Italy from where?
No.
No?
Nope, never have.
Ever have a
Yeah.
desire to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did, but never
Have
been
you
there.
ever seen
Grown man naked? You ever seen a grown man naked?
6-foot chicken, man eating chicken?
Hey, you ever seen a 6-foot man eating chicken?
Yes, I did. Yeah. You?
I used to live with a 6-foot guy, and he ate a lot of chicken. So yeah, definitely for me. Well, guys, they call us the Breeze. Yeah, kind of sore, kind of tired. Dad, I don't know how you're feeling. Ryan, I don't know how you're feeling. But we had a little bit of a day yesterday. We did some home improvement stuff, and I'm officially into the house as of last Sunday. Kind of keeping you guys, like I say, every time. It's not so much for you guys. It's to build a time capsule for us to listen back to, and so, we're moving into the house, and as of Sunday, I mean, God bless Mom. She came over and she cleaned the entire kitchen. I mean, cut out all the shelving stuff that I needed, washed every dish that I had. And I mean, we were taking trips. Ryan met up with us.
The one pan that you had.
So I had Dad.
Mom goes, "Where are all your pans?" He goes, "Right there."
I have.
She goes, "There's only
skillet.
one." He goes, "Yeah."
There's the skillet, and then that's
it.
the spaghetti pot, and then that's the smaller pot, and then that's the egg frying pan. What's the disconnect here? That's the 2 cookie sheets, the round one and the square one. And that's the one cutting board. She's like, I'm going to Target. I'm like, don't you dare, because you got to fight Mom on everything when it comes to that. Like, she's going to do what she wants to do. And I'm like, Ma, I don't need anything. And she's like, and I said, definitely don't buy me one of those dumb $100, $200 kits that have like everything in it, because those things are cheaply made. They fall apart. All the handles wiggle right out of the box. I'd rather go buy like piece by piece of what she comes home with, 3 pieces. Like another skillet with a lid on it, which I told her she could go get. But anyway, Ma did a great job. Honestly,
I think Target at their quarterly meetings, they're like, who's topping the charts? I think it's moms buying stuff for people brand new moving in. I think because they all go there, and it's just
and
they can't help themselves.
The fun part is too, like, I mean, so Ryan and Dad meet me at the apartment at like 11, and we have 3 very large things we have to move: the bed. We have the desk that I hand built, and then we have the couch, which is going to be a pain in the ass. So we start to try to do the couch when we first get over there, and Mom's at the house cleaning and loving the silence, I'm sure. And so we're hanging out, we're doing our thing. Benny's still at the apartment. We have to like try to like put him in the carrier, and he keeps getting out of the carrier and just walking around, and we have both doors open with bricks.
It was a tiger
and I'm like,
cage
okay,
for
so
real.
we need to get him in a carrier.
His little paws are sticking out of the carrier.
He gets out of the carrier every time I put him in, within like Houdini trying to beat his best time. Like, he's just trying to beat his record time every time he gets in there. Like, oh, I'll get out in 30 seconds this time. That's fine. And he got out. I was like, hey, pal. And I just picked him up, threw him in the bedroom, closed the door, and I was like, all right, let's get this shit done. We immediately gave up on the couch, and we said, let's just do the desk and the bed. We get back. We got all that shit. So, long story short, officially as of Sunday night, I slept the first night in my house, and it was nice, and it felt good.
Woo-woo.
And I definitely got to thank Ryan, you for your help with the couch and everything, and Dad and Mom for their
And it was
help.
a fold-out couch.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
And Dad's been... So, the week leading up, I get the keys Monday before Valentine's Day. So the week leading up, I'm just bringing one load over at a time, and everything's in boxes at this point. I'm not touching the bed. I'm not touching dishes. Aren't even in play here. We moved the dishes on Sunday as well. So it's just a bunch of boxes of stuff and clothes that could easily be pushed into the closet. So I've got the boxes pushed in the closets, and I'm doing all the floors. I'm doing all the baseboards. Well, I start to rustle up fleas. Now, when I saw the house, it was fully lived in. The guy would just be leaving every time I came over to the house for the inspection or otherwise. He had 2 cats. He had 2 litter boxes, so he had at least 2 cats. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling some flea bites, because once you start, mopping and sweeping and stuff like that, it just wakes up the fleas. They start kind of chirping at my ankles and and I'm like, God damn it, I am not going to bring him in here. And I text Mom. I'm like, fuck, and she's like, well, it's the best time to do it. There's everything's in boxes and it's in the closet. You don't have furniture over there yet. You don't have dishes. You don't have food. You don't have your clothes hung up and everything. Now's the best time to do it. Go buy 3 foggers, 3 bombs. Go light them off. So we did that. And then the next day I went over to kind of wipe down all the surfaces and start unpacking some stuff and cleaning some more stuff. And I felt 1 or 2 within the 3 hours I was over there. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I can't.
Zombie fleas.
Please. Now, they had to have been zombie fleas, and they had to have been like the last 2 that were barely alive, because I haven't felt a single flea over the weekend. Brought everybody in. Dad, thank you so much. Dad's been coming over and helping me fix. He helped me hang the TV on Friday. He helped me, obviously move everything. Yesterday we had a man's day. Benson and Ryan and Dad. We all played hooky, and we came over to the house and we fucked with the garage door. This garage door was installed. It's a step down garage. So from the kitchen kind of area, it steps down about 3 steps. But you open a garage door first. And Ryan loved it because he's like, dude, it's total Ohio vibes, like garage basement. Like
it's true. It reminds me.
Like it.
Yeah, it smells like
Joel's garage. Just feels like Joel's garage. You step down into it, and it's smaller, but it's still that vibe. And Ryan and I got that same vibe when I saw the house, and I was like, oh, it's got like that Ohio, all our uncles' garages vibe. This is awesome. And
we'll create
the door swings open and hits the goddamn garage track. So it only opens halfway. So I was like, Dad, first thing we really need to do. And it wasn't the first thing we did, but we did do it yesterday. Flip it and reverse it.
Or buy a lower car.
Yeah, either way. But we got it taken care of. And Dad, this is Ryan was funny because we were talking about this. I was like, it's kind of funny now. And Dad, humor me here for a minute. When you're a homeowner and Dad wants to come over and help, and he's been, anything I need, he helps. Any Home Depot stop, he makes it for me. Dad, can you go pick this cat door up from Home Depot? We'll get this cat door installed. He's been helpful, but he also gives me the room that I guess respectfully am owed. I'm the new homeowner, so he lets me kind of be the foreman and goes with me for a certain amount of it. But then when he knows I'm wrong, he's like, all right, no. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We need to slow down. We need to stop this, do this. And then I kind of try to come back at him a little bit because I'm like, no, we're on a schedule. We're on a schedule. We move out in a month. We're not going to be here for 10 years. We move out in a month. We got to that's so yesterday Ryan's like with Benson and we're arguing over this fucking door. We have this door on the sawhorses and I want to put the cat door in before we now screw new holes into reversing and flipping this door. I was like, I don't want to be taking this thing in and out of the wall. Let's get the cat door on, and then we'll put the fucking door up. And he's like, no, let's make sure the door fits, and and we had a little bit of a standoff for like a minute there, and the boys were both just kind of like, crickets. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let's not argue about it.
That was the only time they were crickets because they were Abbott Costello the whole other time. I was like, we could have got a lot more done if Abbott Costello would have been there.
But will that cat fit through that door?
Yes.
When I got out of the limo, there was a cat over the fence. I thought, holy mackerel. Thing's huge. Man-eating cat.
Man-eating cat. Yeah. Benny's he's not a fatty.
Are you sure it wasn't a man-eating chicken?
No, it was a man-eating cat. Yeah.
I
was scared to get out.
Benny's not too fat, but he is large. He's long.
Benny's big. He's long.
He's
healthy.
Yeah,
he's not fat.
Hey, so I just keep bagging him on. I go, It's your house, Jeremy. You can tell him what you want.
Like Ryan literally, while me and Dad are staring dead ass eyes. Ryan's like,
I was like, we're not putting the cat door on.
Ryan's
pouring a little fuel on the fire.
Ryan's kneeing me in the butt from behind, like, hey man, you really gonna let him talk to you like that?
It's your house, man. It's your house. Yeah. Wait.
But eventually, that's one thing I learned. If he pushes hard,
do it yourself.
If he's going to push hard enough, it's because he knows that he's done it before. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Well, it's going to be like,
trust
do
in
it
the
yourself.
process.
Okay, fine. Do it yourself. You're going to fuck it up? Do it yourself.
Well, you guys are all from Ohio. You ought to put some stripes on that cat.
Get some bangles.
Baby.
Cincinnati Bengals?
Who Day. Yeah, proud of their season this year, man. Yeah. Little Joe Burrow, man, he's got a hell of a career ahead of him.
Love that guy.
Love watching him.
Bengals, if they spend some money, I mean, and you said it, Joe Burrow.
I mean,
they
they're
could
there.
be good. They could be good for a long time. If Mike Brown's still right. Is Mike Brown still the general manager? No, they sold it.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wow. We'll have to look that up on the break, and we will take a little bit of a break here, and we'll come back with some celebrity birthdays. Ryan is actually, we have good ones this week, dude. It was cool.
It was good. We got what we wanted done. We got the door.
We got the door. That was the main thing for me, and now
we figured out what we wanted to do with the
the reason for the cat door. It's so imperative as soon as possible because this kid. Like I said, this was funny too. The night before the boys came over, so would have been Wednesday night, I got a little turned up because I had the next day off, and it was my first Friday night. My Friday night was Wednesday night in my new house, so I got a little turned up. And Benny must have snuck out into the garage, unbeknownst to me, during my final cigarette before I went to bed. And one thing led to another. I just closed that door, turned the light off, locked it.
That's when he pooped.
That little sumbitch was out there probably 6-7 hours. He loves it out there. But he pooped. So I didn't even realize it. But once we opened the garage door and Benson and Ryan and Dad are all standing around, they're like, oh, looks like you got a little present over there. And it was a lot. I mean, it looked like dog shit.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to
I've never seen him shit that much. And I'm like, where did he piss in this thing then? Jesus Christ.
Well, I didn't see him piss anywhere, but he pooped in a pile by the door.
Pooped. Nice old neat pile next to the garage door, as close to the ventilation as he could. So I picked that up with a bag and we pursued. So my point is he's a garage slut. Like every time I go out in the garage, he is waiting to go. Like he'll run in front of me if I even start walking that direction. If I clear the refrigerator, he jumps in front of me and he's like, and he gets on his hinds and he starts like, yo, let's go. And now, so we open the door and he's also super confused about how the door opens. He's still getting used to that. Like he goes to the wrong side. I'm like, nope, we're over here now.
Yeah, it's definitely different now.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, what happened?
Reversed.
Yesterday it was like this.
But he'll run out there and then I'll have a cigarette and then I'll grab whatever tool I need and I'll go head in and he's just like got that lion's curl up on the floor on the cement and he's just looking at me like, hey man, come on, we're going in. You don't have a doggy door, so you need to come in with me, or otherwise you're out here. I'm not keeping this open for you. It's not air conditioned.
Last question before we break.
And he'll just look at me like, "Go ahead, dude." And I just close the door, and then I'll come back 30 minutes later, and he'll
still in the same place.
He'll either still be in the same place, or he'll be in the same place. Then he'll pop up, and he'll just slowly saunter to the door and walk in. You know what I mean? So we need that door. That's the thing. What are you going to say before we get out of here?
I was just going to ask, can I come over for that first thunderstorm in the garage to drink some beers?
Oh, yeah, dude.
We like a real homeowner.
That's another thing. Everyone keeps saying, oh, you're a homeowner now. Well, when you don't see it coming, it just sounds like they're calling you a homo for a second.
No, they're calling you that too.
And they're like, oh, you're a homeowner. Because I've never been called a homeowner before. So it just sounds like a bunch of people about to call me a homo, and then they just say homeowner. I don't know. We're going to get out of here, take a quick little break, guys. We got celebrity birthdays coming up next. Dad only behind 13 points. They're getting up there in
I'm ahead him by one on hitting the head on the garage door.
There you go. And we have good birthdays. It was like opening a closet. They just all spilled out on me tonight. I even have a bonus birthday for us tonight. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the matching hats that we're wearing. Also, I want to talk about customer service a little bit tonight. I had a really good phone call with Spectrum. I was expecting a very bad call with Spectrum, and they were polite. I mean, we had a good time.
We were doing the Wi-Fi?
I heard about this today from Allie.
doing the Wi-Fi?
We did Wi-Fi, yeah. So it was just a good time, but we'll get back to all of that, guys. We're going to take a quick little break. Chuck, what do you say?
I say we'll be right back.
That's right, Dad. What do you say?
Right back after this commercial message from our sponsor.
We'll be right back. I'm going to row boat.
All right, we'll see you guys.
MLR Racing.
Bye-bye.
up, Council? I am JT Parr.
Blow the lid off the joint! Yeah!
Well, hey guys, welcome back to They Call Us the Breeze. That's Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage.
Hey.
Episode 83, out here with Uncle Chuck.
Hey.
I think he's right when he says episode 42. I didn't get a chance to research that on the break, but if you go back, you can clearly see Uncle Chuck being the leader in the leaderboards of episodes listened to. I think he even helped Dad out with the Brie and Air. That might have been our first Brie and Air, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That might have been our very first installment of Mike Wants to Be a Brie and Air.
Yeah. It was we had been doing the show for quite a while before we did that.
Yeah, you were definitely retired at this point, or you were taking a day off. You might have been taking a day off. I don't know. But either way.
Because he was tired.
Yeah, he was very tired, that episode. But it's a good episode to listen to, so make sure you go back and listen to that. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Mackston Leopard Racing.
It's not.
And we appreciate their sponsorship. And yeah, we're having a great time. If you go to YouTube, make sure you subscribe to Tiger Cage Media, but check out the live feed or reference back to the video on Monday when it's posted. We are all wearing our MLR caps right now, our Mackston Leopard Racing caps, and we'll explain that in just a little bit. Yeah, but we're pleased. Were you a part of getting us these hats, or was that just were they for purchase?
Yes.
Who greased us with these hats?
I think Jeanette.
Who do we have to thank?
Jeanette. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, cousin Jeanette.
Chuck's daughter, our cousin Jeanette Leopard.
We
Longo.
appreciate them.
We appreciate it.
I've worn this a lot.
I've actually
Dude,
worn
I
it.
was like,
I've worn it
a new
4
hat. This is going to be amazing.
I've
and
worn
I
it
just
4 fucking times already.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I've only had it since Dad's been back. When did you go? We'll get into that in a little bit. When Dad got to go down and see the MLR team. Hey, number one. The MLR team, number one. When Dad got to go see the MLR team in person, which is why he was gone for the Best Of episode, thankfully we have Uncle Chuck here to kind of tie together all the knots, and we'll get into that after celebrity birthdays. But, of course, it's time to do celebrity birthdays. And as we always do, 5 birthdays, celebrity birthdays. If you get it closest to the pin, you get a point. If you get right on the head, you get a double bubble. I think Dad had a double bubble last week. But
I did.
The caveat is every time we have a live in-studio guest, Ryan or Dad get one option to refer to, or defer to him, I should say, if they're just not familiar with the celebrity birthday. So that means, Chuck, you're kind of in the hot seat a little bit here.
I'm still waiting on that first check. I don't know where it's at.
He keeps mentioning this check.
Yeah.
Did it get lost? I don't.
I think.
The
mail
I
is.
think it's coming.
I'm going to
mail is
send this
messed
guy
up.
a whole box full of checks mix.
Look, if it's
Up
blizzarding
in
in
Ohio,
California,
yeah.
Here's your checks.
Here's your checks right here, bud.
Every
check cereal.
$5
Check
every
cereal.
month for the rest of his life for
The
royalties.
worst possible cereal you can buy, Chex cereal. I'm just going to send him a whole box of checks.
There
Here's
you
your
go.
checks, man.
Send some to Joel.
Here's
too.
your check. Yeah. Joel's still
Yeah,
Joey's still waiting on
his.
his checks. Yep. All right, guys, here it is. Celebrity birthdays. Let's go.
Happy birthday! This is your birthday! It's your birthday! Yay! Happy fucking birthday!
Birthday barbecue here.
That is right, guys. It is time for celebrity birthdays. Once again, like I said, Dad is behind 13 points, which is kind of where he pretty much rides. That's your comfort
That's
zone.
it. Yep,
That's your comfort
yep.
zone. Sometimes we get down to 20. Sometimes we were down to 9.
Are
a
you
couple weeks ago.
sandbagging?
I was about to say,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
When are you going to pull ahead?
When they
here,
get
bud?
close, you'll know when it's moving. Dave.
He's waiting on
Yeah.
that slingshot, that Dennett Racing slingshot, the signature slingshot. All right, here we go, guys.
When I get into 5, you can start getting nervous.
First birthday we have up for you tonight, Ryan. Avert your eyes, you pervert. Every once in a while, I smoke weed. I smoke some joints, maybe. I never get smoke a good one of these. And this actress, her last name happens to be the same name of what I'm referring to. And she also happens to be married to Jim on The Office. That is John Krasinski. And the two of them did a couple movies together that you really ought to go check out, called A Quiet Place, where she acts in it. Jim is behind the camera, but the two of them basically fund and, or not completely, and then completely produce and write and direct, and very attractive girl to boot. A very happy birthday goes out to Miss Emily Blunt.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, see what I did there? All right, so Dad, I believe, is up first. Since
Let's
Ryan,
go 34.
and he's going to go 34.
Oh. Married to John. Probably 42. 42. Lock it in.
Ryan says 42. Dad says 34. So Ryan will get the point. She is 40 tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, today I should say. She is 40, and we love you, Emily Blunt. Very good set of movies there. Weird picture I got of her though. Her eyes are doing something weird. Anyway, next one up. Always thought she was kind of annoying, especially in
Mona Lisa.
Next one up. Always thought she was kind of annoying, especially in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. They redid that, old movie and old radio play.
Hubbard? No.
And she played the little daughter, and she just always acted too big for her age, and I hate when little child stars do that. But then she's grown up, and she starred as Cherry in the Runaways movie with the girl from Kristen Stewart from Twilight, and she's actually kind of made a name for herself still. She's not one of those child actors that got caught up in drugs. She's still out there pushing and still making movies. Little Dakota Fanning. It's her birthday today.
I know the name, but I don't.
So Ryan will get to go first on this one.
I forgot she was in Cat in the Hat.
She was in Cat in the Hat, Little. She was Little on War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Let's see. She's probably... I feel like she's like my age almost, man. Like she's probably 30.
You're going to say 30. And he's going to say 31. Damn, Dad, you should have went one under because she is 29
damn it.
today. So Ryan will get that point as well. But that's fine. You're doing great. You're right. You're right around the mark.
I remember because I was like, I could be an actor.
And 2 steps short. Oh, yeah. You loved yourself some Little Dakota Fanning. You had a little crush on her, buddy. All right, next birthday we have up for you. Kind of also in the same realm of kids movies and stuff like that, Cat in the Hat, blah, blah, blah. This guy he's been the snowman in Frozen. You might know him as the snowman in Frozen. I personally love him. I really did
he's old. I mean, I
really did
up there.
I really did like him in The Internship, where he played basically the head of Google, or the guy who they didn't say he created Google, but it kind of implied that he was one of the founding coders of
Martin
Google.
Short?
And then not even close. And then in the Steve Jobs movie with Ashton Kutcher, Kelso from that 70s show, he played the version of Steve Wozniak. That's Josh Gad. A happy birthday goes out to you.
I always thought you were going with Martin Short. I was like, oh, I could guess him, but
Martin Short did not play the snowman in Frozen.
Well, he did a show, or he did some kind of Frozen.
No,
thing.
he was in the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Josh Gad,
but
does
Josh
the voice
Gad.
for.
I don't know who that guy is, so I'm just going to throw out there 35 because I have no idea.
35.
I'm going to say 37.
Ryan's going to get it because he is 42 today.
Ow.
Chuck, is there a broom behind you? Just in case. Is there a broom behind you? In case we need to sweep.
Yeah, back here in the corner.
In case we need to sweep up.
Yep.
All right, well, that's 3 to Ryan, 0 to Dad. But it's okay. The times they are changing. Dad, you might know this guy. It's Ryan's turn, actually, too, so this is even better for you. But Parks and Recreation with Ron Swanson. You know that show, right? Mm-hmm. The Indian guy that likes to dress all fucking nice, and he thinks he's super swag, and he's like, oh, yeah, man, hey. And he's also a stand-up comedian. He is, I think, from South Carolina, North Carolina, something like that.
Yeah,
his name is Aziz Ansari, and it is his birthday today.
You know who he is?
No, I just know the two people, the girl and the guy.
Well, I hate to say this, but the brown skinned kid that thinks he's like Jay-Z, or he's very full of swagger and blah blah blah. And remember, you can call on Chuck for that too.
No, but I am gonna call on
Ryan's up first.
Take it home.
No, you go first, and then let Dad use Chuck on this one.
Okay. Don't tell me how to use.
I'm just saying.
Don't tell me how to use my lifeline,
They
man.
don't call me the program director for nothing.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that he is 43.
43. Dad says 42 without even skipping a beat. Dad is correct. He is 40 on the dot today.
Dang.
Just like Emily Blunt. So happy
If
birthday
we
goes
don't
out
know,
to.
we go one or higher or one lower.
Ron, you hurt my fingy. Happy birthday goes out to you, Aziz. We love you. Last stand up, not so hot, man. If you're going to stand up, make sure you have something to say. All right. Last and final birthday, but we also do have a honorable mention. But this woman was on Reno 911. Hilarious. Black lady. Mm-hmm. She was also in the the Dahmer series as the neighbor that was freaking out because she could smell shit all the time, and she was the one calling the cops and blah blah. And hey, something ain't right over there. I'm just saying.
So you're talking about the one that was on Reno 911?
Yep. Niecy Nash. Happy birthday goes out to Niecy Nash.
Is it my turn?
It is
my turn, right?
It is your turn, yeah.
Jeez. And that Reno 911's got to be like 10 or 12 years old.
You're about correct on that, I would say.
So she's got
maybe even 15.
44.
44.
I'm gonna give it to Uncle Chuck for a chance. Dance around that number.
High or low?
Well, I always figure you got to get out of school. You got to.
So what'd you say, Dad? 44 or
44. 44.
44 is what Dad says.
I'd say higher.
You're gonna say higher. Chuck's gonna go higher. So just
what?
45.
Yes.
Price is right. I mean, $1, Bob. You know what I mean?
45.
45.
Yeah.
Good thing you went with Chuck. She is 53 today.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Who are you? Yay! Happy fucking birthday!
Wait a minute, there's no birthday party for you here.
Also, a very happy birthday goes out to my TV mom, Miss Patricia Richardson, Jill from
Tool Time.
From Tool Time.
Oh, that would
Jill.
have been a good.
Yeah,
That would have been a good.
Yeah, I could have
throw in
guessed her.
for-
She's probably 54, right?
Well, she came up on my list after the fact. I just saw that it was her birthday yesterday. I already had all the photos and everything already laid
She's
out.
older than
But she's
52.
She's 72 today.
Oh, wow.
say,
Really?
Yeah,
Was
she's
she
yep,
blonde?
she is 72.
No, she was
No,
dark
she had like
haired.
the
Oh, yeah, that's
auburn
right.
hair
Yeah.
down to here and it curled in.
Yeah.
Jill.
72, really?
Tim, the Toolman Taylor. Jill Taylor.
That was a really good show, man.
It was.
It really was. You can actually, it's finally available on. So it's
I
funny
always
when
forget,
you
man.
you have all these networks that have all these backlogs of shows, and I was praying for Cheers for years, and then finally someone put all of Cheers on like Netflix or something, and I was like, thank God, and I burned through all of it. You know what I mean? Like I binged 8 episodes a night. I just watched the shit out of it, and I was like, please, someone bring back Tool Time. I want to watch all, because we used to wrestle on the breaks. Remember, that was the biggest thing about our family. We would watch it as a family. Ryan be real little. Me and
it's
Adam.
Home Improvement.
Me and
the
Adam be
show.
like maybe second, third grade, second, third grade probably is when it came out. And we would wait for breaks, commercial breaks, and then when the commercial breaks would happen, because like Tim did the same thing, like he would have his shirt off and the boys would have their shirt off and they'd all have little tool belts. So like it was kind of like our show with Dad and Mom and like
that wasn't
3 boys,
the same show, was it?
And so shut up, Ryan, you're ruining a good moment. So every commercial break, Dad, we would like wrestle, and oftentimes Dad, we would do like a pile on. And Dad would just like get down on the ground, like Adam and I would just fucking launch from the couches, and we'd all start wrestling. And Mommy like, it's back on, all right, everybody get to your seats. And then we'd all go back to our seats, and then we were good about that.
They did have some kill jokes.
You got me hooked on that show.
Tool Time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's fun. That's fun. Hey?
Wilson was the best. They never showed his face.
They always had a car in his garage.
And even
that he was
like
working
towards the end of the series, like they got like where he would be at parties or in their living room or and they would just have like cabinets strategically placed to cover the bottom half of his face. Like that became the gimmick, and they did a really good job always keeping up with that. And I was always like, what does Wilson look like? And that was the whole fucking point of that joke. Like it was just like, you don't need to know. It's just your neighbor. It's just going back to you could talk to your neighbor through the fence and not actually be like making eye contact. You can be shoveling or digging the garden. He can be over there doing whatever. And, oh yeah, man, you see the game last night? Like that was the whole purpose of that bit. And he had a daughter, and you saw his daughter's face, and that was a lot of fun. But finally, it's back somewhere, and I watched
NBC?
5 episodes the other night from the very, very beginning, like the pilot episode where the kids are so tiny and cute, and I was just like, we're home.
And Wilson would always be so philosophical. He goes,
well,
I don't know, Tim.
He always taught. I don't know, Tim, but
He would never give him a concrete answer, and he'd never tell him what to do.
Yes,
he
absolutely.
always.
It was his
he would suggest.
subconscious.
Well,
right?
He would suggest things.
The best bit was every time Wilson would give Tim advice, he would do
or
this
suggest
thing.
something.
He would do this thing where he would go like, well, the old ancient philosopher from China said, Mira Shama, and then Tim would come back and then try to apply it to real life. And
Sometimes
Jill would like
fantasize about it or something.
No, Jill would like ask him. He's like, what? He's like, well, as the old boomerang, blah, blah, blah. And he would always butcher the shit out of whatever the lesson was, but he got the point, but he didn't know like the words or the names of the people. And that was always a running bit. Whenever he came back with the advice from Wilson, he would like, well, as the leader, and try to recite Wilson as best he could, and just was way off.
Did
like
you
Mitsubishi, whatchamacallit? Like, no, that's not that wasn't the name.
Did you see they made a commercial on TV? It's a spinoff of Tool Time.
No way, just Tool Time.
Yeah, it's for and it's got
Richard Karn in it.
No, they got a guy going up on a roof. It's for an insurance company.
Oh, because every episode of Tool Time, Tim would fall through something or put too much power
up. They put the ladder up and fell off the roof. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, pardon my French. Screw the mayhem guy. We should just have Tim and Al Borland just doing their fucking thing and like fall through the roof or do whatever, or fall on the car. Like that should be the new. They're coming out with Toy Story 5, man, and everyone's wondering, is Tom Hanks and Tim Allen still going to come on for the last? Well, probably not last. It's time. Disney's going to keep that franchise alive long after they're dead. So do they swap to a new set that can kind of do those voices?
By that time, you're going to have AI that's going to be able to
recreate their speech.
Tim Allen's
Absolutely,
voice.
you're
In the next
correct.
5 years, it's just going to take the bank that they've all put in this ether, and they'll just be like, okay,
that
make
is
them
actually
say that.
that's a very good point. Yeah, but they're doing Toy Story 5, and they're trying to figure out, is Tim Allen and is Tom Hanks both going to come back? And you couldn't have asked for two better guys. And yeah, that was great. Well, guys, when we get back from the break, take a little break again. I mean, we're easy like Sunday morning. We have celebrity guests over here, Uncle Chuck, so we don't want to keep him strapped to the chair for too long. We like to roam and mingle and do family time, so we're gonna take a quick little break.
You have the PJ, the private jet gassed up? Is that what you signaled?
No, it's going to be
starting to get it running a little bit.
It'll be here to pick him up at
later.
9.
Okay.
9 p.m.
Okay. The private jet doesn't come.
Guys, this is episode 83 of They Call Us the Breeze, sponsored in part by Mackston Leopard Racing.
Not sponsored.
We're just out here having a great time.
Maybe.
We'll be right back, guys, with a little bit of talk about what we're talking about with the sponsor and our caps that we're all donning. So don't go anywhere, guys. Episode 83. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
See you.
Later.
That's what Adam does, dance.
Yeah, everybody has to do a little dance. Like, that's
Adam
kind of the
does
rules.
this.
He finger dances.
Well,
Adam just finger dances.
Adam, it's like,
Well,
come on, dude.
Adam's a big fan of horror movies, and in The Shining, little Danny Torrance,
Oh, I
he gets
didn't know
possessed,
where.
and his little finger goes.
Yeah.
I thought he was being lazy.
And every time he talks to himself from the other guy, he looks at the finger, and
I thought Adam was being lazy.
I thought he was just
he was
trying to get exercise for them fingers.
the thing
Where
is,
he got smashed by the anchor.
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta get that handgun trigger going. Well, no, the thing is, he's extra lazy because he's literally just doing what Danny from The Shining does. So
So it's not even an original move.
Well, guys, this is They Call Us the Breeze. This is episode 83. Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra out here live in the Tiger Cage. I better flip my hat around because tonight we are sponsored by Mackston Leopard Racing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say no, we're not. But
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're
but we are.
just
But we
huge
are.
fans.
Are we?
It's
Are we?
an
Are we?
unaffiliated affiliation.
Now you got to
with,
do it. Instead of doing the cat, you got to do a engine roar.
Yeah, well,
Hey, you know how to do that?
I mean, if you go to Mackston Leopard Racing on Facebook, you can probably see some freaking
check out
videos
Mackston,
of some roars.
Mackston, that's M-A-C-K, Mac. Stun.
Stun. S-T-O-N.
S-T-O-N.
That's why only
Leopard, just like the
Leopard,
animal, and
just
then
like the
racing, and then you can subscribe or like his Facebook page. Little dude's out there doing it, man. 13 years old.
Very talented.
Very talented. The reason Dad was missing from 3 episodes ago because of the best of was because he actually decided, him and Mom decided to drive down and meet up with Uncle Chuck and Aunt Mary. Like he said, he's been here about 6 weeks, so he's been sauntering around Florida. And one of the reasons he's down here is to
work on the tan.
Working on the tan.
You and Aunt Mary.
A bigger reason was they were going to catch one of his races at, where was it, Destin?
Auburndale.
Auburndale.
Auburndale Speedway.
Right. So Dad was missing last week, so you went down to the Speedway, right, to watch. And like I said, this once again is Mackston Leopard Racing. We're all wearing the caps. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Tiger Cage Media. But yeah, so Dad took off time, went and hung out with Uncle Chuck, and we didn't want you to talk about it last episode. We specifically hogtied you from talking about the racing experience, and now we're here and we're going to talk about it. So what did you think, Mac?
What I think?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but those midget race cars, I mean,
well, let's not say midget.
It's 100 miles an hour around that track. I mean,
wait, we're not talking about people. We're talking about race cars, midget race cars. Okay. All right, I was just gonna say we can't really say midget, but if it's an object, we can.
Well,
say
it's a small race car.
They're Ford Focus 4-cylinder.
Okay.
And Ford Focus midgets.
Okay, right on. So they're about 5/8 the size of a regular car. Or?
I don't really know the scale.
Yeah.
It's not like a race car that you would think of.
It's not like NASCAR. Not like NASCAR.
It's like how we used to carve the Pinewood Derby cars.
Okay.
It's an open wheel car.
Pointed nose.
Yes, and rounded rear, and it doesn't have any fenders on any of the wheels.
Right on.
So if you hit the guy in front of you, you're going to climb up over him.
Yeah.
It's like
just thinking. Okay, just what you just said. My first impression.
These go 100 miles an hour.
Well, my first impression, like I said, he just said the thing about like no wheel wells. You climb up the other person's wheels doing 100 miles an hour. Yeah. I'm out. Right there, right then and there. If someone's gonna wheel bump me and there's a potential that I'm gonna flip, I'm out. Now I know that he's 13 years old. He probably has the safety bucket and everything he needs and all the support. And you said we'll get to that in a minute. But you said he was upside down here recently.
But you also don't want to wreck an expensive car.
Well, no shit, yeah, and that's the main.
So you don't want to run it over somebody or into somebody.
Now the guys in the midgets, they don't really like to wreck.
Yeah,
keep
the car pristine.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right.
Circumstantially, but not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Right.
It could be expensive.
Usually, it's at slower speeds.
Okay.
Going around corners or whatever. But
I was just gonna say I have a question for his grandfather over here.
I mean, you're kind of like the head of the team. You and the other grandfather.
Besides, like the regular sports that we're playing and the winter sports, bowling, darts, whatever, and then also the kind of peculiar sports like Tony being a fencing champion from University of Dayton. Aside from that, how did he get into this?
I mean,
he's been racing since he was 7, I believe.
Yeah. I remember seeing the Facebook post.
Was it just like did Chad give him a go-kart and he just went? Or
I have a clue.
Yeah, he had, those like hoverboards, and then they come out with this little round, like a little
one-wheeler.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I busted my fucking elbow on one of those.
He did all that, and one time Christmas he got a hoverboard, and usually a guy that rides a hoverboard's got his hands out, to balance
trying
himself.
To balance, yeah.
But I never seen a boy had his hands in his pockets and just going. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Just once he
had a feel for wheels, eh?
But he was driving a Bobcat when he was like 6 years old.
Right.
By himself.
Well, because Chad has his dad, Chad
and Joe.
If we mention Chad, Chad is the father of Mackston that we're talking about. So he does have a lawn and landscaping and whatever company.
Big,
he has a huge garage in the back that has all those machines, all this equipment.
Right.
So Mackston was raised around. He was raised around motors.
He was raised around all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Joe told me at the races that his dad drug him to the track when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's where that all
Yeah, the whole family was in racing.
Joe,
Yeah.
he kind of
The other grandfather.
influenced
Yeah, the other grandfather, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of, you think,
Well, it was between Chad and his dad. So, yeah.
who do you think brought it up first?
Chad.
I would say Chad.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get your kid into anything like soccer or
'Cause I don't
karate,
know,
or,
well, Chuck would know better than anybody.
He did play soccer. He did wrestle.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't like wrestling very well.
now his daughter plays volleyball.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah, Lily, man. She's like, I saw a photo. She's like dunking on people.
She's
almost.
jacked too. She's got
Yes.
his older. She's got some muscles on her, dude.
Yep.
She hits the gym, dude.
Lily?
Yeah,
Oh,
Lily,
yeah.
Lily, she's a junior and doing very well.
I saw her with the jersey on and the
Yeah.
picture,
Beaver
and
Creek.
I was just like, Jesus, those are some good. She can whatever she's playing.
And
She's
she's
probably
like
good at
6
it.
foot. She's over 6 foot tall, right?
I am.
Well, now where does she get that from?
She's not 6 foot.
Yeah,
but,
Chad and Jeanette are not 6 foot or over. I wouldn't
not
say.
Jeanette.
But Lily's as tall as those guys are better, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm starting to look up at her.
Well, you're shrinking too. You're getting up
Well,
there in
that's
age.
true.
Yeah,
That's
so you're
That's no lie. Yeah.
You need Mary to start measuring you on the wall just to make sure we're
just
good.
like how you measure us. Coming
Yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Osteoporosis is a real fucking
There
thing,
you
man.
go.
I mean,
Yes,
let's
it
be
is.
real, dude. Let's be real. But that's awesome, man. So Dad got
It is.
to go out there and check that out, and I mean, I'm hard pressed to say that Ryan and I wouldn't make a fucking God, Mac. I'm sure you're probably gonna end up listening to this, and I apologize for
Yeah,
cursing
you are
so
filling
much.
him with some bad words
But-
that he probably doesn't say when he's turning
yeah.
corners.
I'm sure a race car driver never uses the F word.
He's heard it before.
But we should probably head out there.
I'm sure his dad's like, what the?
Well, you said you were telling us a story on the break about an older guy, like 50 years old, who kind of chirped at him a little bit there.
Yeah, he tried to give him a wheel check.
Yeah.
And Mackston just gave it right back to him.
And then he said something. He said something to the kid, and then Max said that.
That was during time trials. An older guy said something to him. Hey son, these are pretty fast cars, something to that effect. And
You might not be able to handle it, something like that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
well, I was in front of you.
And by the way, I'll pay for your beer here.
That's the Chad Leopard coming out in him right there.
Yeah.
That is 100%. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Ryan, let's take a trip. Let's go watch.
Dude, I mean, I was watching some of those videos earlier, and just I want to hear it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like
you
that
want
is
to
like
be there with the smoke and the actual sound and
that's
just
real.
the-
And that's another question. Like, begs the question: see how man, how you grow up. That math test probably ain't gonna mean that much. No, like what I'm saying is your adrenaline, dude. Like, I mean.
Well,
He's like, you're going 100 miles an hour, man. Like,
Well, here's what
Life is
here's what
unfazed,
I
man.
saw as I was there. Me and Mom, and these guys have all seen it before.
yeah. So they're
And
no
here's
strangers.
a
Yeah,
13-year-old kid that's not,
maybe 5 foot.
maybe
yeah.
up to our shoulders.
Yeah,
or
maybe
whatever.
5 foot. Yeah.
And he's wearing one of those driving suits or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when he gets out of the car, we're just talking to him like he's a little kid. And then he gets in the car and he's like,
He ain't a little kid.
Yeah,
he's going around 100 miles an hour
Well, you
with
have to think
32
about it.
and
You have to think about it.
35-year-old guys.
Can I
in
do this?
expensive cars. You don't want to wreck them.
No.
Well,
Because I asked Chad, I go, what do you pay for? He goes, I buy the tires. And I said, what if he wrecks it? He goes, I pay for that.
I will say this. I know I've only met you maybe 1 or 2 times out there, Mac. If you listen to this episode, the one thing I'll say is you're officially a man, because if you can do something better than any grown-ass man, if you can beat a grown-ass man or outrace a grown-ass man, or you can do something that Ryan, Dad, and I cannot,
and I learned
Chuck
this
can-
too.
You're a
I
grown-ass
learned-
man. It
I
don't
know,
matter if
I
you're
learned
13
this
or
too.
16.
One of the guys, and this guy that from West Virginia that hired these 4 drivers, and Max was one of them.
He was one of the 4, right?
One of the 4 was a
Right,
guy
right.
that was like 32 or 35, I don't know which one, was racing for 2 years on the Infinity Series. And I'm like, and nobody passes Max. Mac passes everybody.
He actually got not an award, but he passed the most cars in one race.
Points and stats. Points and stats, man.
Right. So
Just leave a couple tickets at
He
the
never
frickin'
got
for
passed.
the boys.
He
Matt,
passed
your next race.
He
huh?
passes people. I've never seen him get. He never got passed.
Yeah, if you're
He's
Mac,
always moving up.
Jeanette,
in the line.
Chad, Mac, if you guys are out there listening, if you guys
Just
come
slide
to
a few
Orlando,
tickets.
if you come to Orlando, just slide us a couple tickets. We'll take the hour and a half drive.
Maybe
We'll take
some
the drive.
some hot dogs, a couple.
Well,
Maybe
I
beer
want
vouchers.
VIP
And he's
seats.
not reckless either. He's not reckless.
No,
He knows what he's doing.
It would be
He
interesting to.
studies,
Sixth place, seventh place, that's fine.
I
But
want
he
to-
doesn't wreck a car.
I want to
he
see.
studies the drivers,
Right.
and then
Knows their tails,
makes his move.
everything,
Then
yeah.
he makes his move. He capitalizes on their
So
mistakes.
cool. That's so
Every
cool.
time out of a 15 car field, he started 11th and 12th, right? And he finished 6th and 7th.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's always passing guys.
Yeah.
He never gets past. He doesn't wreck a car.
That's awesome.
Now,
And it's not his car because Chad would have to pay for it if he fucking
I
wrecked
have a
it.
challenge for you, Mac. Come drive down here in Florida.
No, just come to Orlando.
He did.
Come
Oh,
try to
Winter
merge
Haven.
on, just backstreet.
Come back to Orlando. Ryan and I float us some tickets.
Let's see if you survive Florida drivers.
So we were talking about this earlier. How weird is it going to be for a 13-year-old kid who is used to just going 100, 110 miles an hour? Now you turn 16 and you get your regular vanilla ass driver's license.
Get the fuck
and
out of the way.
You gotta go up to Fairfield Mall for something, and you're stuck
like,
in
this is
fucking
just-
traffic, and you're just like, are you not going to be the first kid that gets a major penalty on your driver's license?
I'm drafting.
or even get them.
I think Chad needs to right now. I think Chad needs to start setting aside a fund to pay for the tickets that this
Yeah.
kid is going to get in the first year or two. I guarantee you, because he's not. I mean, you can't unlearn that.
Well, he's 3 years
And
away
when you
from
learn
getting
to
a
drive,
driver's
you-
license.
you
when you learn to drive responsibly.
Muscle memory.
You
man.
learn bad habits.
Yeah,
too,
this kid is learning how to drive before he's supposed to learn how to drive, and he's learning just how to race, and it's gonna be a disaster, my man. So I'm just saying, Chad, if you're listening, start a fund. Jeanette, start a fund. Get bail out of tickets for the first year. I'm gonna say $1,000, $2,000. Just get it.
Oh, yeah, where's the
Get it
over
going.
under after 16 and a
Over
half?
under.
No,
where's the
he'll
over-under?
be smart and he won't
He'll
get his
be- he'll
license
be
taken.
all right.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
all right.
no. But Mac, we love you out there, man, and I would love
Yeah,
to
keep going,
Love
man.
to see you again.
Well,
doing-
he gets in
doing
too
what you
much
love.
trouble. Grandpa will take care
That's
of him.
right. That's right.
He is going to be racing next month. He's going to a different type automobile. He's going to a late model dirt car.
I saw the pictures and it looks sexy. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the sexiest race car I've ever seen.
And he likes drifting around the corners. So
I saw that video.
Real
Ryan
well.
Ryan showed me that video of him in the green car and or the red car, whichever one.
It's always this way.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just he plays. I'm sorry, he plays. He races the way I play Mario Kart on 64. I drift around full loops. I just drift around the entire loop,
And this
I
is
was
for
like,
real.
"This kid's doing that." But I didn't see the huge boost or the banana peel come out, so I was very confused.
you didn't see a red shell
A red
come up.
turtle shell come up to him and hit him in the ass. I didn't see any of that, so I was really
This
confused.
kid's living a real life
I
video
know
game.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Really, right?
Yeah, great
My-
great opportunity.
The most exhilaration I get in a day is stepping in and out of my bathtub. That's
I know.
What's going to happen here? How slick is that bath floor today?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you probably haven't hit 100 miles per hour in your car.
No,
ever.
when I had
Mac
the old
Mac is living a real life video game, driving a race car,
and that's
around a
better
track.
than just playing a fucking video game.
I
good,
know,
good
right?
for him. No, yeah, what would you just ask me?
I said you
bath-
probably never got up to 100 miles per hour in that Chevy Equinox. 2000.
not in the Equinox, but in the old Dodge Ram van, the red Dodge Ram van.
No way.
No, the
There's
one that
no
you
way
shipped to
you're
or the
Orlando.
Chevy,
that
the Chevy. I
No,
got
it was a Ram. It
I
was
got
a Dodge.
Was it? I got
Yeah.
that's my old van. I don't even remember. I think I got up to 94 on I-4 at one point, and that's when that guy started flipping and barrel rolling in front of me, and I had to swerve out of his way, and he probably died. But we were both doing 94 for like a good half hour together. and then something happened to his car. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
And I just kept going because a
That's
bunch
not
of
Mario Kart, that's
baby.
for real.
a
That's
bunch
for
of
real.
no,
right?
that for real happened. I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast. It was the
Did it
scariest
scare
moment of
you?
my. It was.
Well, I think you-
I swerved. So Chuck, he's in a Bronco, I think, or something similar to that. Now listen, we're going for
Are you
about.
going east or west on?
We're going back to Orlando from here. We're on I-4, so we're going east, and
And this
we're-
is a full size.
we're around Lakeland, kind of where it opens up to that 4-lane,
Yeah.
where it gets real thick.
a big van, a big full size.
And now,
Econoline van.
Dad, this is it's about a 1500, maybe a 2000,
Yep,
something
big-
like
big
that.
van.
1500 Econo van. And I'm doing like 92, 93 with this guy for 30 minutes.
Knees shaking.
Yeah, we're all shaking, but he's doing time and we're doing time. And it's like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday. Like no one's around, no one's clocking us. We're good. And he blows a fucking tire, and he just starts going. And then
He was in front of you?
He was about 3-4 yards in front of me, and the lane to my right. Now let's say this is a 4-lane highway. I am in the second to left, almost the fast lane, but not the fast lane. I'm in the second to left.
About
He's-
Kissimmee?
We're both in the middle 2 lanes. He's in third. We're
Lakeview.
about Lakeland.
Okay,
So he's about right where it opens up to 4 lanes.
right.
And he's in the 3rd lane, and I'm in the 2nd lane. If you were to say 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
he's in and he's about maybe 30 yards ahead of me, maybe, and he blows a tire, and he starts fucking barrel rolling into my lane, and I move over to the first lane, lane number 1, and now, thankfully, at this point, it's nothing but that low dip grass median there that goes between the north or the east and west, and it's just low dip, almost flat, almost surface flat with the highway, but not really, but kind of almost. And he starts rolling to where I'm like, I need to make an executive
He's
decision
rolling all the way across
towards
the,
me, towards
all
me.
the way across the highway.
He's rolling and he's slowing down because he's starting to flip
Toward the median.
towards my windshield.
Yes.
Towards my fucking windshield. So I get over in the left lane, and then I'm like, he's coming. So I just roll over into the grass. I'm in the fucking Econo van, dude. I
The
punch
red
it.
one, yeah.
I punch it even harder. I'm on 92 at this point. I punch fucking pedal to the metal, and it's shaking because I'm in the fucking grass, and I'm just trying to escape him landing on my windshield, and he lands right behind me. And then I get right back on the highway like nothing ever happened. I didn't break stride.
Well, hey, you didn't like.
I didn't pop a
you
tire.
didn't lose any.
I didn't break stride. I was white knuckled, dude.
You did
I was,
not lose any control in
I
the
promise
grass.
you, this is not a bullshit. Out there on listener land, this is not a bullshit story.
That's Chevy Chase and National
I white knuckled this fucking steering wheel, and I
Absolutely.
punched it so that he would fall just behind my car and then roll into the median that I was currently in at this point, and almost into oncoming traffic. And I'm like, that dude is dead. I'm not going to stop and pull over. I'm way ahead of him at this point. Everybody else is going to stop.
gonna leave
It's
what
nothing to
the-
laugh about, but dude, and I called Allison, my
No,
girlfriend at the
dude,
time,
'cause I
and I was
don't
like,
know
dude,
whether
I should have just died.
From what I observed on I-4, I think I'd rather be on a racetrack.
Yes,
100%.
and that ties it all together. Thank you, Uncle Chuck. Guys, this is They Call Us the Breeze, Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra. Take a quick little break.
That's
We're
the
going to come
first
back
time I heard that.
Oh, man. We'll come back with one more segment, guys. We're going to talk about customer service, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you. Chuck's got something to say. We'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye. Breeze. Let's do the breeze, yeah.
Let's get drunk. Yeah. Now we're talking. All right.
Shit. That came in a little too early.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys. Episode 83 of They Call Us the Breeze has Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra live from the Tiger Cage. Every Thursday, whenever the hell we feel like it. Make sure you go out to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Uncle Chuck live in studio today.
Gosh, man, it's like the last segment, but I don't want it to end
I know,
because that
I don't.
means
Yeah, because then we're just going to have to eat delicious
know,
cabbage
right?
rolls, and then I'm going to get to go watch hockey and keep keep
Sounds
diligently
so-
hanging shit on the walls, and you have a date night, and we're gonna have a good night beyond this. I tell you,
I don't
man,
want to see our viewership drop off.
I've
after
had
he leaves.
a lot of fun on this episode, and make sure you listen back to the last segment. Shout out to Mackston one last time. Mackston Leopard, man, we love you.
MLR racing, baby.
MLR,
Mackston
and this
Leopard
show
Racing,
is
MLR,
brought to
sir.
you. This show is brought to you in part by
not sponsored.
Mackston.
Just friend. Just
Okay,
big
all right,
fans.
just big fans.
But one day.
But one day we will be sponsored by MLR, Mackston
Maybe
Leopard
we can do
Racing.
a podcast inside of the race car.
Well,
when
we
he's
might be
driving.
sponsoring him if we make
Okay.
it big.
We've shot the moon with trying to do the Crosley, or we did at Honeymooners. We did a podcast, and we're talking about doing one at Bar Mastiff. I don't know if we can fit the whole table into Mac's car while he drives us around a racetrack.
Oh, I mean,
But
yeah,
if we can,
And Chuck trying to do the
With
video
enough
of it the
creativity
whole
and
time.
imagination.
Well, you
Just-
could just have a GoPro, on his helmet.
just us bumping around in the back. Welcome back, everybody.
slow down.
Slow down, Mac. Can we keep it at 80? Can we
Yellow,
keep it at 80?
yellow light.
Oh, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. We got a final segment up for you. I just want to talk tonight a little bit about customer service. And when I mentioned that before we went off the air, Dad and Chuck are a little older, so they immediately shake their head. Now, you guys probably remember a very long time of your life where customer service was at its peak. You know,
The best customer
you demanded
service probably everywhere.
You demanded good customer service in order to keep that business going. And that business relied on customer service. Nowadays, obviously, it's lacking in the department. A lot of businesses aren't really focused.
Do you guys
on
see it in your work?
Well, that's the thing, is Ryan and I do, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But you know, customer service is number one. If you want people to, but we've gotten to this point in the world where they just don't give a shit.
People
about
just
us.
don't take pride in
we're,
what they
we're
do
going,
anymore.
We're going to buy stuff from Amazon no matter what, and they know that, and they don't have any regard or concern
I have a
for
good
our
opinion on
reviews.
it.
They don't care, and it's getting to this frustrating point. But every once in a while, you know, and I can't tell you, Uncle Chuck, around here, I don't know how it is in Ohio, but you go any convenience store around here, like, it depends on the different areas you're in. You go into a 7-Eleven, a name brand store, not the Quick Stop or not the Penny
B&N,
Saver or the
sure.
B&N or whatever. You're going into an actual 7-Eleven, a name brand store, and I have gone in several times. I mean, I smoke cigarettes. It's no secret. I probably go into a convenience store once a day, and you get these kids behind the counter at 7-Eleven that literally don't even look at you. They're looking at their phones. They don't say anything to you. You say Marlboro Red 100s. They grab a pack off the wall. They never make eye contact. They scan it. They say the name of the price, and that's the only time their mouth opens. And I'm just like, holy shit. Now, I hope Ohio, being a little bit more Midwestern, is any better.
No.
This is a nation thing.
Customer service sucks.
That is the whole difference in, like, say, a convenience store, gas station operation, and running a corporation or a company.
Now, I know
because-
they deal with a lot of shit. I do see a
Well,
lot of assholes.
yes.
But when I come in and I politely say, hey, how are you today? And
Hey.
I don't get any response.
You would think they would say,
You would
right,
think,
something.
you would think, and from the company that I just work for, it's like it's easier to keep a customer to find them go out and find a new one.
Oh, it's more
You
expensive
know,
to find
I-
new
I-
one than keep
for,
a customer.
for Chad and Jeanette.
I literally-
I'm speaking for them as well as Zalro.
Just any
it's
big-
easier
small
to keep
business
a customer.
owner, yeah.
You got to take care of your customer.
Yeah.
That is the main number one thing.
And I'll tell you, there's gas stations that I just don't go to
And Chuck
anymore.
knows he worked for Chad.
The
you
one
know.
up here by the trail, right here by the trail, next to the bar or a restaurant right there by your house here. I go to him only because if I take a certain
He
path,
treats you right.
Well, no. I only go to him opposite. I only go to him because I'm taking a certain path and it's a reasonable price. This dude has never said a single word to me. And I have said several to him. Thank you. Thanks so much. Can I get a bag? please, for the fucking 8 tall boys I just purchased, and you're not even offering me a bag, and I have to ask for a bag for 8 tall boys? Like, come the fuck on, dude. Like, I'm over it, dude. I'm over it.
And
I'm
it's
over
the
it.
same way if you were to have a restaurant, right? I mean,
Well-
regardless of the
Well,
good food, but customer service.
Well, that's
I mean,
why you
Okay,
just,
so we'll get into that part first. I wanted to save this part for the last of the conversation, but Ryan and I are in the hospitality industry. Okay? Now, any dumbass, any idiot can serve you food or drink or make your cocktail or do whatever. Any dumbass or idiot can do that. The only reason, and we get way overpaid for what we do. We are, in my opinion,
I don't get paid enough.
the amount of work we do, the
Looking
amount
at
of
my
actual
manager.
physical work we do, we get way overpaid. The reason we're overpaid is because if you're not going to an Applebee's, no slide against Applebee's, or a shitty restaurant, if you're going to a decent
or
restaurant,
Bob Evans or whatever.
if you're going to a decent,
chain,
if you're going
chain.
to a decent restaurant that's not a chain that maybe has like some outstanding stuff going on inside those 4 walls, you kind of, it's an experience for the guests to come out. The only way I can justify the money that Ryan and I make doing what we do is because we lead the experience. Am I
we
wrong?
absolutely-
We put on a show for them. We act.
We care.
We joke around with them. We remember when they said, "Don't give Grandpa another sangria." Grandpa's cut off. 30 minutes later, we're like, "Grandpa, you want one more sangria before you run out
And
the
then
door?"
the
and
whole
like,
table
everyone
erupts in
laughs. And you
laughter.
have to be a comedian, and you have to do certain things like this. Because it feels very.
Well,
I
there
feel
you go.
very guilty when when their bill is $500 and they tip me 20% on that $500. If I barely touched that table and I was too busy and I just kind of like took the order, I feel guilty because I'm like, those dudes just gave me a lot of money. A $500 tab, a 20% tip is $100. Those dudes just put $100 into my pocket, and I barely touch it. So we go out of our way to try to be personable with the people.
Do you try to remember those people?
Oh, we have our regulars, and and they always
Those
laugh
people
when I'm
that-
like, your order is this, and your drink
And
is this.
not that
Uncle
you're
Chuck.
going to just treat them
What do you have to say,
nice
Uncle Chuck?
because of the last time, but
Well, no, it's just I
because
appreciate
they
their
agree with
repeat
it.
business, and also it's entertaining for us, right, Ryan? To a certain extent, we can. It breaks up the monotony of our shift where we just wait on drones that come in and they just like, well, I just want chicken parmesan.
You
I
guys
just
are
want
good
a
at what
beer.
you do. I've seen you in action.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
You got to
at
be
what you do.
actors, right? You got to be, and that's just part of customer
Yeah.
service.
Hey,
It is.
I know if I'm at Bonefish Grill and Aunt Mary and Uncle Chuck come in, I know that he's going to get some mussels, Josephine. I know he's going to get some bread with pesto.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
We take pride in what we do. But
Yeah.
now here's the thing. It's like a Reaganomics trickle down effect.
But
if you
you
don't
don't-
take pride, then you get replaced
You
by
don't-
automation.
You don't only do it for us. You remember other people and do it.
Like I
100%.
said,
Yeah.
it's kind of for
100%.
our own. It
Now-
breaks up the
It
monotony
makes
of our
it more-
shift where I'm like, oh, Chuck's here at table 408. I'm going to go fuck with Chuck for a little while. Like, I'm tired of dealing with Ryan and Benson in the back while we're eating stale pizza and we're joking about what a lightning game happened last night. Now I get to go out and hang out with Chuck for like an hour, who I only see once a week. And he's here tonight, and I'm going to
So-
say, hey, what's up? How's your week been? What you been going through? Maybe Chuck's going to have an awesome story. Maybe I have an awesome story for Chuck, and then he has some good advice for me. It's a really cool job to be in the middle of, that hospitality. Kind of like, just think of your average
Well, there
bartender.
you go.
They talk to you,
Right.
you talk to them back, and then that's what you do. And it doesn't matter what Ryan and I actually do. We've never really pulled the curtain back on that. But you have a lot of kids nowadays that, and I can't blame it, they're getting $15, $16,
Well, that's
maybe
why you just see
$14 an hour.
self-checkouts.
And they're just on their fucking cell phones at a 7-Eleven. Just lift your fucking face up and say hi to me.
No, they're like,
Just
why
say
does it
hi.
matter? Because
Just
my
say
job's
hi.
going to get replaced in 5 years.
But there again, it all starts at home.
Yeah.
You could be in the house and your kids have friends come over and stuff. They don't say hello.
Yeah. They just keep playing their video games.
Right.
Someone,
well,
drove
when the
through-
kids when their friends come over, and the polite thing is, oh, hello, Mrs. So and so, Mr. So, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's
Well, it's getting lost on the new generation, 100%.
interaction.
Yeah.
Well, there's
just social interaction. I mean,
so you don't really have to wonder why you go into a 7-Eleven, nobody talks.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I would never say I don't wonder why, because it's very obvious the reason why.
It is.
Oh, and it's only going to
I
get.
probably went over the line of being friends with their friends, but they all seem to like me,
Like yesterday, I mean, Benson was like, "Oh shit, your dad's gonna be there. I'm there." And then you two fucking basically holding hands and kissing, making out on your way out the bar. It's great. I love it. I love when my dad.
I don't think we did that.
I'm kidding, but I love when my dad takes part in me and Ryan's friends, and But Benson's raised with those same kind of morals to where we say hello, And anytime I drive throughout this neighborhood, everybody waves,
Right.
and I still wave back.
Oh, here?
Now
Here?
I can guarantee you, kids my age or within 10 years younger than me won't wave back.
No response.
No.
No
Oh, dude.
response.
No.
And you
Shore
gotta-
Acres, if people don't wave back, I'm
Well,
like,
it's
that's
a
I don't
understand
generational
anything
thing.
So we're getting more into the generation and the recluse side of it, but let's keep on track with the customer service aspect of it. So we go to this Wendy's, Ryan and I do all the time, and I probably twice a week, and I think you probably go to the same Wendy's about twice a week. There's this fucking big old black dude who hangs out with it, and he goes, "Hey man, welcome to." I know I mentioned him before on the podcast. He goes, "Hey man, welcome to Wendy's. What can I get for you, player?" And he's just the nicest guy. And he's like, "All right, play." Like he calls you player and play, and like he's like, "All right, tight. That's gonna be $4.30." Or, well, let's be real. Nothing at Wendy's costs $4.30 anymore. You're rolling out their $10 order at least every time. But he's like, "All right, tight. Got two
Bring your
double stack."
checkbook.
One time I didn't even remember that the Lightning won the night before, and he hooked me up with it. He's like, "All right, two double stack. Well, it looked like your Lightning got a 4-point last night, so we're gonna hook you up with another double stack for free there, tight." And he calls you like tight and stuff. He's the nicest guy, and he's like, "All right, player, that's gonna be $8.70." And you roll up and you pay the man his money, and he's so nice. He's so fucking cool. The other day I rolled through there, and like I said, I go through like twice a week, and he was at the main window. He's like, this was the hour where they're like, "Pull up past window number 1. We'll take your payment at window number 2." And he's sitting there, and you could tell he's sitting on a stool. He ain't even standing. He's like, he's too OG for that shit. I ain't standing no Wendy's window. I'm gonna sit my ass down. All right, tight. That's
Won't it you?
$8.70, brother. And I give him he's like, "What's up with you today, man? What's up with you today, man?" Is what he said. Now, I
Why,
go
were
to
you,
this
like,
Wednesday.
Did you appear out of it or something?
I guess I was just thinking about the house and everything I had to do, and I was out of it. I was
Now
out
you
of
have
it.
a
I'm
therapist
I'm not
that
fucking
works at
lying to
Wendy's
you.
first
I'm not.
window.
I wish I was joking and lying, but this dude goes, "What up, player? You good? You tight?"
You broke down.
And I was like, "I'm good." He's like, "Seem kind of out of it today, player. You got anybody?" I verbatim. "You need me to take care of somebody for you? I'll go take care of them for you." He literally said
I don't
that
think you
shit.
got paid enough for that, sir.
I was like, "Yo, here's a $5 tip." Yeah, his name's Ryan Brechek. He lives at 9th Street, and go take care of his
Where's
ass.
the same Noble Crust shirt
All right,
that
tight.
I have?
He's like,
when I
I'm
roll in?"
just making sure, play. I just want to make sure you tight, dog. And I'm like, "Man, you're so good." He's like 50 something. He's just an old nice dude, and he's.
You sure you want to air all this?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, the dude is in charge of customer service. He's the dude that takes my order in the window or on the speaker, and then he's the dude that accepts my money. And I appreciate that. Going to that Wendy's 2 or 3 times a week, I want to feel like I'm at home. Like he knows if something's wrong with me.
The only way that
Come
you'll
on.
feel like home at a Wendy's is if they replace those eating areas with the big glass windows that you can go and
Like
get
the
a nice little frosty.
Well,
and
it was
the
like
carpet,
an extended
the carpet Wendy's
like
area,
extended like the side of it and had like the glass terrarium.
Yeah, like
it was
the
like a
1990s
terrarium.
Wendy's, you
and
know?
it was glass that rolled and then cornered down and became the wall. And it was like everybody that was sitting in there would just
Right.
bake in the sun.
Yeah, it was just this
Right.
place is hot.
Oh, yeah,
you can
yeah,
tell
yeah,
that
yeah,
part
the
of the
old days.
restaurant's
Because it
just
came
hot.
around the top and then
Yeah.
it rolled down.
And
After Sunday church.
It's funny because a lot of businesses have taken those over and like done their own spin on it, and it's just like, motherfucker, this is a Wendy's. I know that outdoor or that dome. Right, but that's where the salad bar used to be with the nachos, where Adam used to eat all the nachos all the time.
It's almost like you're sitting in a terrarium.
Yeah,
to eat.
exactly.
Yeah, you just
It's
feel
a
the
sick-
heat like a lizard.
sick
And you're
experiment.
like, all right, This double stack is colder than I physically am right now. Like this
And
is
this just came off the grill.
this is bad. So I call up. Speaking of customer service, I call up the Spectrum guys the other night.
Wait. I was doing the bar clean today, and I heard this story, and they go, "Yeah, your brother talked to Spectrum," and I go, "Never heard what?" And they go,
Just ask them during the podcast. Just ask them during the podcast. They'll probably tell you. Well, yeah. So I was
had some beers. It was called a customer service line.
It was Wednesday night. Now Spectrum, tell Spectrum no. Like as much as we all hate Spectrum does have 24-hour support. Okay, and now I work night times, so I get home around 9:30. I have a beer. And I'm like, 10 o'clock, all right, let's give this cable box another shot. And it's just not coming on.
10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m. I'm like, fuck it.
Hey, what you need help with?
No, it's not even like that, dude. I wish it was. But yeah, so 10 p.m., I'm like, I call up. I'm just like, all right, let's just call them. They're available 24/7. And this really nice guy kind of reminded me of Josh Gad. Not to bring up the celebrity birthdays. He's like, hey, man, that's really cool. Okay, cool. We're going to get you through this. And we're going to do this. And he's like, really nice. And he was funny. And, like, I made some jokes. And, like, he genuinely laughed at some of them. And then I started having a couple more beers. And I was like, cool, we're kind of on, like, a chat line right now. But you're also helping me set up my cable. And it's, if you're not familiar out there, if you've never done it, these guys they're tapped into your house. So they're rebooting the system. And they're like, all right, now watch for all the lights to turn off. And they were like, how are you in my house right now? Like, just turning on and off all the fucking cable. But they do, they can read all the, they're like, all right, this third button should be blinking at this point. They do all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. And the first guy's really funny, okay? But he's also, I think he's fucking with me because he keeps going, okay, we have about a 4-minute pause here. We're just going to wait until this reboots and stay on the line with me. And then we got about 4 minutes here. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out and have a cigarette. So I walk out to the garage. I go light up a cigarette. And the second I light the cigarette, he's like, hey, Jeremy, can you walk inside real quick? And,
Dude, that's what they were saying.
Listen, he's like, so can you walk inside real quick and see what color light that thing's blinking? I was like,
so
okay.
he's got a camera on you also.
So I put the, just lit this cigarette. I've had 3 drags off it. I put it out. I put it on the ashtray. I go, yeah, give me a second. Walk back inside. Yeah, it's blinking blue. Is it fast or slow? It's kind of fast. All right, cool. That's perfect. That's what we want. All right, next thing is going to be about 4 minutes. So if you just stay on the line with me, like, cool. Walk back outside, light up a cigarette. Literally 3 puffs into this. He's like, hey, Jeremy, can you go back inside real quick and check on? I swear to God, this guy was listening and hearing every time I flicked that bic. And he's like, all right, I'm going to fuck with this guy. So every time he lights up a cigarette, I'm going to ask him to go back inside the house. And we did this 3 motherfucking times. And I was just
eyes
like...
on you.
It was so good. And then the next guy, his name was Roger.
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Go light your cigarette. Oh, no, come back in.
I think he was literally listening for me to hit that lighter. And then he was just like, all right, I'm going to ask this kid to come back inside. And he's going to do it. He's going to do it anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you were doing that, wouldn't you... Now, let me ask you this question.
If I knew
if that was your job and you knew,
I would have fucked with him.
Yes,
absolutely. 100%.
10 p.m. at night? That's a full cent
Absolutely.
if I'm a customer.
And now I'm only just getting drunker. And the next guy, he goes, okay, so we're having some problems with getting your Wi-Fi router online. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over to the advanced internet section. We're going to have somebody else walk you through this last step. I said, okay, cool. Guy's name was Roger. So I'm drunk at this point. And I'm just, everything he asked me, I'm going, Roger, what's your Victor? And he's laughing. So he knows. And he's like,
you're drunk. And
he's
it's
like, what are you up to?
At night, and that's not the first time you heard
and
this.
And then when we're like on a 4-minute break, he's like, so what are you up to tonight, man? I'm like, I'm just getting drunk, dude. He's like, cool, tight, just move in. I was like, yeah, just bullshitting with it. That's good customer service. That is great. And Spectrum is hated on, and I hate Spectrum.
Me too.
But these 2 dudes, they got on the line with me. We were all having beers together. I felt like. I'm sure they weren't drinking.
Probably
well, they know that you're just trying
and I cracked one right on the mic.
And absolutely, they realize that what time of night it is, and it's like, I'm going to try to make this guy's night as peaceful and funny as I can.
Still, I had big plans for that night, and I was on the line total an hour and 20 minutes.
No, you know what it is.
That ate up a lot
But if
of
you
my
get one of
time.
those guys like that on the line and you talk to them and
They
they're
start
bouncing-
shooting the shit with you.
Yeah, it makes it seems like it's no time at all.
No, and that's good customer service. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
absolutely,
You know, like these
absolutely.
guys are stuck in a fucking cubicle at 10:30 or maybe 7:30,
And they're
depending on
going
where
to be
they're
there
living.
for another 5 hours.
Yeah,
so.
and they're doing what they do, and I'm just some drunk idiot calling it, and they're just willing to party.
I'd just rather talk to this guy than talk to somebody else.
Yeah, they're like, the next lady's going to be a Karen, and she's just going to be
Right,
yelling.
exactly.
This guy's drinking and trying to light cigarettes in between breaks, and like,
Absolutely.
he's fun. He's fun.
He's fun. I'd rather spend my time with him.
Well, thank you. I like to think I'm a fun receiving end of.
Well,
of that
if you were on
tech
that
support.
end,
Did you do the survey at the end? Or did you
They
hang
did
up
not-
the phone?
they did not send me a survey.
Son of a bitch.
They didn't send me
hell.
one.
He was too drunk to do the survey, but not.
I didn't think it was so funny this morning. You're talking about Spectrum.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's go on the opposite side here. Let's go on the defense.
Mary was already in bed sleeping, and I got into bed about midnight. Fell asleep. 2:30, damn phone rings. It was
2:30 in the morning.
a.m. Yes,
Dude, I'm still
It
awake,
was-
but I
it was
promise
Spectrum.
you're probably not awake.
it was
Are you
Spectrum.
kidding me?
Yeah,
2:30.
2:30.
What do they have? Was it a bot or was it a real person?
No, I
They
don't
just
know.
let
Did they
them-
ask if
yeah.
you were
I don't-
referenced by
Miss-
Jeremy
Miss-
Breach?
I didn't answer the phone, but I was pissed
I
off.
did. They
because
did ask me for a list of
2:30,
references, and I
that was
said Chuck
crazy.
Longo. That's my fault. Shit. They're like, can we call him in four
Yeah,
and a
you
half
probably
hours?
call him right now.
They're like, can we
know.
call
Oh,
him in
yeah,
4
let's
hours?
call
I'm
him
like,
right
yeah.
now.
No, he's
So they
good.
do work
I'm
24
sure he's still
They
up.
do work
They do.
24 hours, yeah.
But they're also nipping at your heels 24 hours. That's the
Right.
caveat right there.
Right.
Yeah, what psychopath who's drunk and calls Spectrum at 10 p.m.? But
I mean, I was
you
lonely.
know, Roger was like, it's in their clause. If
Ro-
someone calls drunk in, you get one beer. And they
Roger's
were
like,
waiting.
Roger's like, what?
We got one on the line.
Roger's like, the light should be a solid blue right now. I'm like, Roger, what's your Victor? And he's like, if I hear this joke one more fucking time, I swear to. But no, he was and he laughed, which meant he sounded
He was
around
having
my
fun,
age
too.
or 40, so he's seen Airplane and he gets the joke.
Right.
And he's like, this drunk asshole, this guy, and I, give him the.
I'll play with him.
Is this a new address? Yeah, it's my new house. So they both know, like, it was my first house. Like, I'm a first time home. Like, like, just moving in. Yeah, man, first house I bought. I'm not answering in Mike Breachak mode where I'm telling my whole life story, but I'm still kind of, giving them a little bit of information, and they're just kind of like, yeah, all right, cool. So they know we're just hanging out in the garage and we're fucking with a cat. I'm like, hey, get in here. Dude, he's
when
like,
they
is
do,
that your dog? And I was like, nah, that's my cat.
When they do phone polls for the QR, for the quality control, they're going to be like, okay, we have a very special one we're going to listen back to. Okay,
No, they go-
Roger at 10 o'clock, 1 a.m.
Yeah, this is how to deal.
This is a great customer service case.
Yeah, what they
okay?
can use, because they always say
The caller's a little drunk, so
this
just bear
call
with the
can
whole
be
thing.
recorded for training purposes. They always say that.
They're gonna
so
use that for
they
training.
use that call. And they're like, this is how you deal with a good customer who's been on your accounts for years, who might call in a little buzzed at 10 p.m. This is how you deal with it.
Let's listen back to the.
Let's listen back to
We're
Roger.
leaving all the information out.
Guys, thank you so much, Uncle Chunk. Chunk. I just said Chunk. Uncle Chunk.
That's Adam.
That's Adam. Uncle
Adam's
Chuck.
chunk.
Thank you so much for joining us.
it was
want
a pleasure.
Shit, man. I mean, you did
good
so
over
much
there.
for us in the past. I think this episode, just because you're on here, we're gonna probably win a what do you call it?
Golden Globe Award or
The
something.
Well, the
Podcast
I Love
award.
Radio Awards.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we won last. No,
I
the
Heart
I
Award.
Love. The I Love Radio Awards. We won last year for podcast for a year, not podcast of the year, but podcast for a year. We won that award. I think this year we might get podcast best special guest. I think for this
award.
episode. So.
Because of
I
Chuck.
had
Yeah.
a good time.
Well,
Thanks.
thank you so much. And thank you guys out there for listening. Make sure you go to Facebook and subscribe to They Call Us the Breeze. That's Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra. Make sure you go out to YouTube again and subscribe to Tiger Cage Media. I had a hell of a time. Let's hang out. Let's jam some Jessica by the Allman Brothers. Let's do our thing. Let's eat Aunt Mary's cabbage rolls. Let's just have a fucking family time, all
And
right?
let's not, and let's not try to wake Louie up. Look at him; he's laying
still
across.
sleeping over here.
He's a pioneer.
Our
He's just
show is
looking at
so
something.
boring. He doesn't even wake up from it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We appreciate you guys. We love you.
Later.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Love you.